Hey there! Just before the video starts today, I'd like to tell you for 100 subscribers I have a Discord server open. It's actually already been open, but I'm publicly saying it now, so if you want to come and join, talk to me and all that, the link is on my channel. Hope you have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hey, what's really upsetting you? You're feeling depressed. Hon, what's the matter? You came home fine earlier. Did someone say something mean to you over the internet? Something? No, you just feel that way right now. Well, you are balled up in the corner of your bed, bawling your eyes out. But listen, that... yeah, I can hear you real well with these. You know, I guess that. Do you need a hug? Jeez, you really needed a hug. You nearly knocked me over. Now, what's on your mind? No one likes you. Hon, I love you. You're super fun to hang around with, and you're the nicest person I've ever met. You're super selfless and help everyone you can. I know you have issues accepting that, but any thoughts of you being worthless are just wrong. Then why does no one talk to you unless you talk to them first? Well, have you made it a habit to talk to everyone first? You have. Well, there's your thing. Everyone expects you to be a conversation starter, not the other way around. People probably love talking to you, but they love when you make the first move now. And you've put that in their minds, now haven't you? I know I love hearing when you have something to say about your day, when you made someone's life a little bit better, even if it was just easing them into something. I get it. Don't think I don't. Come on, I'm someone who has to make deals for my own life. I get the advantages of having a soft voice and a helpful tone. You tell me every small detail about your day anyways. Even if it wasn't good, you're very open about it. You're very trusting. And that's lovely of you to do. That's a telltale sign of someone who really enjoys being a good person, is that they're completely honest. What's not to love about it? And don't believe anything someone says, that it might make you seem weak or weird. Being open about your feelings is never something you should be ashamed of. Hey, I see that smile. You feel like I'm right, don't you? I'm glad to hear it. I never want to see you in tears. But I get that you're still upset. Words can't change emotions. Well, they can, clearly. But cheering you up is something I always love to do when I can. You really did it for me. But really, is there something on your mind? You know I have no troubles listening to you. You were thinking how no one would care if you're gone. Hon, I care about you so much, I'm going to split my soul with you, just so you can live as long as you want. And we can be together all that time, doing whatever. And you think no one cares about you. You are so great. You caught the attention of a goddamn spirit. You made friends with them so fast you convinced them to move in with you in a day. I'm not someone easy to move out. We've talked about that. And you did it like that. And you think you're nothing. Like, even when you play your games, it's like the only time I hear you even somewhat upset. And even then, I hear some of the people you play with, and you don't get a quarter as mad as they do. You really have to think about it. All in all, you're a really calm, collected, and kind person. And nobody can take that away from you. Now, really, what was so bad in your mind? Just the thought of death itself. I know that someday, yes, it will come. For you, thousands of years down the lane. But still, you have thousands of years to think about what you're going to do. And everyone that you're going to meet. You should really be thinking about how many people's lives you're going to make better just by being there. And it's going to be odd that you outlive them all. And I get it, it's going to be a bit depressing. But you'll still be there regardless, helping, caring. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop that. You still have some tears in your eyes, hon. Whether or not you like it, I'll always be here. I think you will like it, of course. There's nothing wrong with a constant bit of company, eh? Even if all your friends abandon you, even if your parents decide to disown you, even if somehow everyone else dies, you'll still have me. You'll still have your big, fluffy Kitsune to hold you, to make you feel comfortable. Never forget the feeling of being loved. It's what we all strive for in the end. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. I think you need to go down and sleep. And it's late, anyways. What, 1 a.m.? Yeah, well, how about I tell you a bit of a story then? Something kind of relevant to thinking about death and people and all that. I'll tell you a story from when I was younger. From actually when I still lived in Ireland. You want to hear it? That's awesome. Well, you're free to fall asleep to it if you want. I don't mind. It's a pretty small story, but I like it a lot. Back in the 1900s, early 1900s, like we're talking pre-World War I here, I knew a farmer back in Ireland. He had an accent thicker than molasses, and you have to remember, back when I was still a young Kitsune, I was unable to make myself anything but a fox. Not even like the big fluffy one you see in front of you right here with all this nice fur standing. I mean, regular fox. I just look like your generic run-of-the-mill silver fox with a little bit of markings. Very unusual markings, mind you. I don't think anyone was expecting a fox to have green and pink on its face, but that's what made me distinguishable. But it was actually very nice of him. Back when I first met him, he didn't kill me, albeit that's kinda hard for humans to do. Young Kitsune are actually magically protected more by instincts than anything. Any sword that's shoved at us will somehow just glance off the fur, as if deflected by magic. Bullets will only graze the fur, never damaging the skin. Very handy. Even at point-blank range. Regardless, the first time I met him, I jumped onto his porch, and he apparently mistook me for his gray tabby cat. I guess he was nearly blind. But he always does his farming very beautifully. I guess at his age, you've learned your profession so well you can do it basically blind. But he thought I was his cat, and when he saw me, he asked what I was doing and put a bowl of food at my feet. Now, much like now, I'm not much of an eater. I'll eat when I want, but I'll never eat something in front of me that I don't like, you know. I was kind of young, so I pawed at it, I smelt it, and smelled fine, but I just walked towards him instead. And I accidentally knocked over the shotgun behind him and blew the back leg of his rocking chair off, and he fell straight on the floor. Luckily, he wasn't hurt. But he got right back up. He finally put his glasses on, and seeing that I wasn't his cat, he grabbed his shotgun and pointed it at me. Yes, his glasses were damn good, because he saw my markings and realized I wasn't a regular fox. Thank God. Probably thought I was a silver fox. Not even sure if silver fox are common in Ireland, or even native, but he put his shotgun back against the wall, picked me up on my scruff, and simply said, "Don't." I nodded my head up and down. I've always been able to understand English and remember it. I got what he meant. He knew that. I guess. He put me back down, grabbed a chair from inside the house, some dining chair or something, and put it where the rocking chair was, because damn thing wasn't fixed for a few weeks. I just kind of stayed. Gunshot scared me a bit, but I've heard louder before. I just went to the leg of his chair and curled up. Didn't really bother him. Looked up at him every so often. He'd ask me a little question, because he could tell I knew. I was nodding my head. He asked me if I was going to stay there forever. Shook my head no, you know. He asked me if I meant to break his chair. Did not mean to. Stuff like that. But it was nice. He was a kind old man who I went back to like once a week for a few months. Even then I could kind of tell he was near the end of his life. So one of the last times I visited him, I was finally old enough to transform into a human for a short while. So I kept doing that every time I came over, walked up as a fox, transformed into a human, and had a chat. He told me about his wife, his parents, and we had tea together quite often. He taught me how to properly use that shotgun. He gave me his hat. I still have it. Not always keep it near me, though. It's one of those paperboy style hats. Not the one I'm wearing now, mind you. I just keep a similar hat to it around, replacing it every so often, because it gets torn up by the friction of my thick fur. I keep it around. The original one. He was a great man. Till the end. You're an even better man than him. Sleep well, hon. You are my everything.